Imagine when you are in a market and you see this shiny apple that catches your eye. So you go to grab it, but just then someone else picks it up and then they put it back. Suddenly, that same shiny apple just doesn't look as good anymore, right? This is what the researchers call, ladies and gentlemen, the consumer contamination. The researchers have found out that we all have this natural desire for things to be clean and untouched. So when someone else handles something like, let's say, an apple, like what we talked before, or a shirt, especially in a store, our brains go, nope, not as nice now, do not buy it. And the funny thing is, ladies and gentlemen, if we are the ones touching it first, we might actually like it more, but the moment we know someone else's hands have been on it, it's like an alarm goes off in our heads. No, not so clean, do not buy it. Now, think about when you are shopping for clothes. So, have you ever picked up a shirt and wondered like, hey, who else have touched this, especially after noticing a very small brown stain on it? That is consumer contamination at work, ladies and gentlemen. So if I tell you the gravity of this thing in a more explicit way, ladies and gentlemen, now in fashion industry, the researchers have found out that the people are more comfortable in buying or renting, especially the second hand stuff from big companies rather than directly from the individuals, simply because they feel this sense of distance that make it feel cleaner. The same piece of cloth, but they feel more cleaner when they are buying from a big company, because if you buy it or rent it from the individual, you really know the exact person who has been using it or touching it when you are buying it from them. So to avoid that icky feeling, people are ready to pay more and buy it from or rent it from a company or a retail store. So now let's take this concept to our big topic, the main topic, the hotel industry application. So if we consider the consumer contamination in the hospitality industry, ladies and gentlemen, that's a whole other story. Because from bed linen to towels, cutlery, plates and glasses, room furnishings like sofa covers, cushions and curtains, remote controls and light switches, minibar items, bathroom amenities like soaps, shampoo, and especially, ladies and gentlemen, the fitness center equipment, reading materials like magazines, books or newspapers, door handles and elevator buttons, hotel spa equipment again like towels, robes and equipment, you name it, ladies and gentlemen. All of these things in a hotel room or in the hotel can trigger that icky feeling of being used before, because these items are not being changed every time a guest uses it or guest checks out. Okay, now here's a funny thought. Imagine if the hotel started changing things like doorknobs to TV remotes to all the bed linens just after the guest checks out. So just because someone else has touched them, we swap them out every single time. Will that work, ladies and gentlemen? That would be, without a doubt, one of the biggest jokes in the history and biggest jokes in this hospitality industry. Like, seriously, just to avoid this consumer contamination issue, are we gonna start replacing the carpets and the wallpapers and everything in the hotel? I mean, sure, we want things to be clean, and that is true, but just for the sake of addressing to consumer contamination, we can't change everything. There should be a line somewhere, right? The extent to which that we can do it, because practically it's not sensible and possible to do. So it's important to keep things hygienic, especially in places like hotels, but there should be a difference between being clean and going completely overboard. Now let's find out this right balance with a real world example. For that, let me take, ladies and gentlemen, the hotel Hilton Hotels. Now they have rolled out this concept, Hilton Clean Stay with Lysol protection concept or practice, I would say, which is more of a strategy where they put a seal on the guest's door to show that no one has been in their room after it is being cleaned. So here, they're not just cleaning stuff, ladies and gentlemen, but they're going the extra mile to show the guest how they do it too. So they tell the guest about their laundry processes, show off their cleaning routines that they are using to clean the guest room, and leave notes in the guest room about how they have sanitized every single thing especially for their guest room, to get the maximum guest experience. So with that, they make the guest feel comfortable and safe, ladies and gentlemen. But Hilton isn't the only hotel that doing this. Many hotels are jumping on this practice, and they are using even technology to cut down on physical contact, the physical touches, like with the use of digital menus, or also the hotels have started launching digital apps for room services. Knowingly or unknowingly, what they are doing is simply addressing to this consumer contamination issue. They are also wrapping bathroom amenities, another example, and also individually they are wrapping it, and also use UV sanitizers for things like room keys, and regularly swapping out high touch items like magazines, newspaper items, which can be changed regularly, addressing again knowingly or unknowingly to this issue of consumer contamination, and make the guest feel more and more comfortable. And also, ladies and gentlemen, let me highlight another strategy that can be used, is visible cleaning routines in public areas. Now here, just think about you as a guest walking down the corridor, maybe heading to your room, and you see the staff actively cleaning, wiping down surfaces, and making sure everything is spotless, clean and tidy. So it's a sort of a reassurance, ladies and gentlemen, of the hygiene that the hotel maintains for you as a guest. So it's like the hotel is telling you, hey my dear guest, we made sure that everything you are touching, every corridor that you are walking down is clean and tidy, where you can comfortably touch on anything that you want to touch, or walk around any place that you would like to go. So this isn't just about being tidy, ladies and gentlemen. It's about giving the guest the peace of mind. Knowing that the hotel takes hygiene very seriously makes the guest feel very much of cared and more comfortable. So it's indeed a part of the guest experience and the guest journey, making the guest feel confident that every item they are using, every space they are in has been thoroughly cleaned and more comfortable to stay there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have everything about the concept of consumer contamination and how it applies and changing the game in the world of hospitality. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm ready to see you again with another wonderful episode with another fascinating stuff about the world of business, consumer behavior, and also hospitality. And until we meet again, have a great time ahead. Thank you very much.